Hello, good evening, Tribuners. Welcome back with me, Mutiara, in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news is a 10-meter high mudflow occurred in Waisamet Village. Residents of Waisamet Village is Seram Regency were shocked by the mudflow as high as approximately 10 meters above ground level. The mudflow began to occur since 2 o'clock p.m. on Thursday, 19 May 2022 in the afternoon until now. Public relations for the city Hattab Kilbaren company said the jet was not toxic but flammable. Officers then put up a barrier line following the head of the burst. Meanwhile, the head of the Bula Barat subsector, Yohanes, stated that the police line was installed after his personnel directly monitored the condition of the explosion. According to him, the mud flows out the former drill well dug in the year 2021. The oil content in the bowels of the earth in the city of Bula, Seram Island, was only known in 1897. Only about 11 years difference with the discovery of oil in Pangkalan Brandan, East Sumatra. However, the first drilling of an oil well in the Waru area, Teluk Bula, was carried out by Batavse Petroleum Matsapich, or BPM, a subsidiary of the De Koninklijke, or known as the Royal Dutch, in 1913. The oil managed to come out after the drilling reached a depth of 950 feet, or about 289 meters. The next news comes from Tangerang. 1 meter flood under the Cibodas Fly Over, Tangerang City. Gatot Subroto Street, which is under the Cibodas Fly Over, Tangerang City, has been flooded again. The flood that hit the area that has become a regular flood was caused by heavy rains that fell for an hour starting at 5:30 p.m. According to WartaKotaLive.com's monitoring, as of 9 o'clock p.m., the flood was 1 meter high, or about the stomach of an adult still inundating the route, the Tangerang City Government Center. The flood point with a high enough height is on the bridge above the Sabi River. In addition, Sabi River is also filled with plastic waste, styrofoam, and tree trunks that are quite large. The pile of garbage choked on top of the rushing flood stream. As a result of the flood, dozens of large cars such as trucks and containers were forced to stop not to cross the land. This is because the drivers who drive large vehicles are worried that their vehicles will be damaged or break down if they force their way through the flood. In addition, other vehicles such as motorbikes and cars were also seen forcibly turning their vehicles back due to the deep flood conditions. Residents were seen working together to direct motorists while closing the route using small chairs. This was done in order to prevent motorists from cruising through the land under the Cibodas Fly Over. The next news is hundreds of members of community organization in North Sumatra hold demonstration for the expulsion of Ustadz Abdul Somad. Hundreds of people who are members of the Alliance of Islamic Community Organization North Sumatra staged a demonstration in front of the Consulate General of the Singapore Embassy on Imam Bonjol Street, Medan City on Friday, May 20, 2022. According to the Tribune, hundreds of protesters had gathered in front of the Al-Masjid Grand Mosque after performing Friday prayers. Hundreds of people then worked hand in hand to the Consulate General of Singapore using common trucks and private vehicles while singing. Hundreds of people also say takbir. During their speech, The protesters protested Singapore's action to expel Ustadz Abdul Somad some time ago. They said the action was very painful for the people who really value the ulama. They also asked the Singaporean government to explain the reasons for refusing Ustadz Abdul Somad. They also say that Ustadz Abdul Somad was not a corruptor who deserved to be done like that. Therefore, the demonstrators asked the state of Singapore to immediately apologize. The next uses. A number of workers and students held a demonstration in Jakarta. The public expression of opinion will be held on Saturday, May 21, 2022 in the afternoon by a number of elements of workers and students in the Hofstad and the House of the Representatives of Republic Indonesia, Central Jakarta. This action is also in the framework of the 24th anniversary of the reform, which was deemed a failure. In an effort to prevent a riot like what happened in the previous demonstration, the head of the Central Jakarta Metro Reserve Police, Komarudin, said that he had prepared preventive measures. One of them is deploying open and closed troops to monitor mass movements in Jakarta and surrounding areas which are suspected to be heading to the Hofstad area and in front of the House of Representatives People's Consultative Assembly Building, Central Jakarta. Early monitoring of mass movements is carried out by the police in the hope of anticipating groups that intend to accompany or take advantage of the crowds of the demonstration by labor elements to create chaos. Meanwhile, the police during today's demonstration alert 5,750 joint personnel. The personnel were deployed to two locations for the demonstration, namely the MPR or DPR building area and the Hofstad, Central Jakarta. The next news is the General Criminal Investigation Directorate of the North Sulawesi Regional Police Grand Commissioner Gadisia Aham explained how the two suspects smuggled the illegal firearms from the Philippines. Ganesh said the suspect used a small boat or a small boat. They were questioned from the media crew regarding a transaction in this case, but Gani was reluctant to reveal them. Previously, the head of the North Sulawesi Regional Police, Inspector General Police Mulyatno, confirmed that the two suspects, Fendi alias OM, were 18 years old and Friendly alias FM was 18 years old, obtained illegal firearms from the Philippines which are suspected to be brought to Papua. Separately, the Directorate of General Crime Investigation of North Sulawesi Regional Police Grand Commissioner Ganesia Haan said that the modus operandi in this case is suspected to be an Indonesian citizen who was born in the Philippines or can be called Senggi Hatri Philippine. Meanwhile, the head of public relations for the North Sulawesi Regional Police Grand Commissioner Julius Abraham Abbas, added that the North Sulawesi Regional Police and related agencies continue to cooperate to tighten security in the border area. The next news is Jokowi's decision to lift the ban on palm oil exports was welcomed by oil palm farmers. After the announcement by the President of Republik Indonesia, Joko Widodo, who revoked the ban on cooking oil exports starting Monday, May 23, 2022, there was immediately a positive trend with the increase in the price of fresh fruit bunches of palm oil at the palm oil mill company level in Bangka Regency. Regarding the conditions on Belitung Island, he does not yet know whether the palm oil mills have started to buy back the people's oil palm fresh fruit bunches or not. He hopes that the palm oil mills on Belitung Island will buy fresh fruit bunches of people's palm oil. especially since President Joko Widodo has received good news. Jamaluddin once again thanked President Jokowi for announcing the good news for smallholder oil palm farmers to lift the ban on the export of cooking oil starting on Monday, May 23, 2022. The last news is Bogor City Regional General Hospital prepares isolation room for mysterious hepatitis patients. Currently, the Bogor City Regional General Hospital has prepared a special isolation room for acute hepatitis patients. This regional hospital was forged to prepare a special isolation room for mysterious hepatitis patients after it was found that someone had died illegally due to mysterious hepatitis. The space that has been provided is located in the Big 5 room, which contains 6 beds. In the room, there are currently 2 pediatric patients with hepatitis, but these patients do not fall into the category of mysterious acute hepatitis. According to Dr. Andy, the length of time the patient is in isolation depends on the development of the patient's condition. Well, I think that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.